For my lesson plan for this class, I decided to go with my community. Some of the topics that can be discussed with this are, friendship, being a good citizen, safety rules, being part of a community, and listening to adults. I feel as if we live in a very culturally rich part of the United States. And in San Antonio, any community helper job is demonstrated through this lesson plan. For the literacy part of the lesson plan, I chose books that were centered around community helpers, such as firefighters, doctors, postal workers, recycling, police officers, anything like that. I tied in the topic of being part of a community with that. For math and manipulatives, I chose the fun finger play, Five Little Monkeys, so that we could associate that with going to the doctor. And you can also associate it with the topic of safety rules. In the dramatic section of the lesson plan, I added costumes. I felt as if I have a wide variety of community helper costumes, so I put those in the dramatic section along with community helper hats. That way, at the end of the week, children, or during the week, children could dress up as their favorite community helper that they had just learned about. Let me see. For art, we did a collage. I felt like this was a good way for the children to self-represent things that were important to them. They were able to use a different array of materials such as tissue paper, markers, crayons, paint, sand, googly eyes, pipe cleaners, different colored paper. They could choose whatever they wanted, toilet paper rolls, stuff like that they could use on their collage. For technology, we did the voice recorder lesson plan that's mentioned above. This was a great way to show the children about, to show the children about radio hosts and disc jockeys, and we were able to talk about that along with what we did with the voice recorder activity. For discovery and science, we did baking cookies. This was really good because they got to see the before and the after, the dough. There are some mentioned above, there are some alterations you could do where you let the children experiment in not adding eggs or not adding flour or not adding this or not adding that. Those are great ways to substitute that recipe or to build upon that. For block play, I was able to go take some pictures of the local middle school and the football field, and so I blew the pictures up a little for the children, and we tried to recreate that with blocks and other building materials, and then we were able to put our play people in there and let them have fun. For social studies, we learned the safety rules for crossing the street. I know personally in my daycare, we have a saying. It says, everybody get a buddy, everybody get a hand. And then we look both ways. So we say, look left, look right, no cars in sight, let's cross the street with our walking feet. I found through repetition and through rhyme and rhythm, they're able to memorize it. So they know right away to get a buddy, to get a hand, and we have to look left, look right, cross the street with our walking feet. And yes, sometimes that turns into running feet, but they still get the point that you need to hold somebody's hand. For sand and water play in the lesson plan, we did the activity that's mentioned above with the spray bottles and the fake fire. This was a great way to encourage friendship and encourage sharing with one another, because there weren't enough spray bottles to go around for every child to have one. So they had to take turns, and then they had to figure out how to refill up the spray bottles. For outdoor play, we did that outdoors as well, but for outdoor play, I also recommended that we played red light, green light. That enforces listening skills, and it also helps the children to recognize the lights that, the traffic lights that their parents drive through every day. And then for our special trip, we decided to do a fire station field trip. I felt as this was very appropriate too, because it is Fire Prevention Month. And so they were able to go to the fire station and talk to the firefighters, try on the boots and the hats and the clothes, and also go inside the fire truck and have a really good time with that. let me see, our planning form just consists of like opening time was just building community and our morning message. Small group instruction varied from the field station fire truck to read about doctors, talk about recycling, discuss crossing guards, family show and tell. Large group was pretend and learn firefighters, pretend and learn doctor, pretend and learn mail carriers, pretend and learn school, and creative drawing stations. Emergent literacy was identify rhyming words, role play 5 little monkeys, discuss jobs of mail carriers, play don't let the ball fall, and then sort photos of workers in categories. And our closing time consisted of the reflecting for the day and the kindness tree. The let me see, the guidelines that I chose to use were the Texas Pre-Kindergarten Guidelines. There's something I already have in hand. I have a copy of those and the Infant Toddler 3 guidelines. And so I really like them because they offer detailed descriptions of expected behaviors of multiple skill domains that should be observed by 4 to 5-year-olds. These guidelines are also a great resource for Texas providers because they're able to provide details for the information that the child should know when they start pre-kindergarten and by the end of pre-kindergarten. I really hope that you enjoy looking at this. I really enjoyed this class. And have a great day. Thanks. Bye.